With inflation on top of mind, many are wondering how to cut back without feeling like they're going without. And joining us now with tips on how to save more is Ashlee Piper, sustainability expert and author of No New Things. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
I was flipping through this. This is a book for me. I really need this book. It's about cutting back and when it comes to saving money, I love that you say it's best to make changes little increments.
Absolutely. I mean, I think I've been in sustainability work for a really long time, and I think that these big changes that feel really daunting to folks, they're not, for lack of a better word, sustainable, right? We're not going to keep them in our lifestyle. So I wanted to treat the book a little bit like a menu of options, lifestyle choices that you can make that are going to save you money, they're going to free up your time, and in turn, they're also going to help the planet.
What are some of the best ways to be more sustainable? We hear that word all the time, but what can we do?
Sure, there are quite a few things that folks can do, which is the good news, right? Like sometimes we get daunted by the myriad options, but really eating a more plant-forward diet is a great way. But in the book especially, I think what's interesting is it focuses on less consumerism. So consuming less, specifically around things, as the title says. So really it's about, a lot of times people say, what's the best thing I can do for the planet? And I say, it's not a terribly sexy answer, but really to buy less stuff. That is one of the easiest things we have within our control. And the book goes all through how you can kind of master that in a way without sacrificing good quality of life and joy and having a great time.
I'm so excited to read that part because, when I go shopping, I just find such joy in shopping. So
Same, I get it.
I can't wait to hear, how can I stop that? Yeah. So what are the biggest challenges, when it comes to saving money?
Oh gosh, well, I think one of the biggest challenges, and the book also goes into this, is that we've been culturally conditioned to spend money. We've been culturally conditioned to be consumers. Purchasing is patriotic, it's expected. So when people do the challenge, and at this point there have been thousands of people who've done the challenge before it's even become a book, people will say, oh, I just have no willpower, I'm so bad. Kind of like how you started off, right? You were like, I need this book. And I always say, like, you shouldn't feel bad because we have been literally conditioned from marketing and advertising and just being steeped in thousands of impressions every day telling us to buy, consciously or subconsciously. So you're really kind of, I call it conditioned consumerism, but sometimes it gets to the point where it's like coerced consumerism. You don't even know you're doing
it's happening, right? The ads are being pushed to you because they already know what you like.
Yeah.
In the book, you talk about incorporating joyful habits in shopping. So can you explain what that is?
Yeah, so what I ask participants to do, and the book guides folks through 30 days of action items so that they can really get on track with this and feel supported. But what I think is important to remember is when we have an urge to shop, that urge really only lasts 2 to 7 minutes. It's pretty perfunctory, it's pretty short. So if you can ride that time out by doing something else, deflecting that urge. So I tell participants to do something called making a love list. Sometimes people call it a dopamine menu, but it's really non-thing, non-shopping related activities that fill your cup, that bring you joy. So that could be everything from, one guy wrote me and said, every time I get the urge to shop, I do 25 sit-ups, which, can you envision him now? He's probably got abs of steel or something, but, or maybe it could be hanging out with your dog, petting your dog or something like that. Something simple like that actually brings you joy, but releases a similar amount of dopamine that you would get from the shopping experience, and it helps you to move through those urges, and by the time you've moved through it, you've probably forgotten what you wanted. Or you might not want it at all. Or at least you have the mental clarity to go, do I actually need this? Is this just an impulsive want or is it a need?
That's such good advice. I mean, 2 to 7 minutes, I can't believe that that's how short a time that it takes to kind of change your mind. And I think hanging with my dog for that amount of time will work.
I mean, we all want to hang with your dog and our dogs for as long as possible. So yeah, absolutely.
Ashlee, thanks so much for joining us.
Oh my gosh, thank you, Cindy.
I am going to be a changed person, so I really appreciate it.
You don't need to change at all, but I hope you find value in it. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. And you can get a copy of her new book anywhere books are sold.